Today is fine day in California.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Friday Night Frenzy, where all media is physical and the topics, well, they're more like a set of guidelines. Joining me is the ever reliable Chris Infantile. How you doing, my friend?
Well, doing all right. Glad it's Friday. And Monday is a federal holiday. Woohoo!
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And then we do got some comments. Keely Chow says,
Hey.
hey, everybody. Hey, Keely, always happy to have you. It says Happy Valentine's Day. What?
Singles Awareness Day?
Yeah, and we'll get to that here in a second. But Keely says, congrats to being monetized.
Hell
yes,
yeah.
We are monetized. We reached the first stage. Got the watch hours up. Who knew all those like 4-hour streams would benefit? So super chats are enabled. So if you do want to super chat, they will take priority. So lay them on me. We do have a few other people who should be along shortly. But yeah, I got Chris here. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, doing okay. I just doing better than PlayStation 5 owners this week.
Oh God. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, but before I get the headlines, I just want to say it feels like things are it feels like the year is finally starting to get going, because like January's always like this bleh kind of thing, because it's like after Christmas, it's like everyone at like the northern parts are like it's freaking cold.
Oh yeah.
By February, it feels like that's when the year starts getting going, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're definitely getting the snow up here. Ugh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's currently 21 degrees up here in Michigan, but let's compensate for some cold weather with some hot headlines, shall we?
Sure.
All right.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
As always, this is Headline Hysteria. We talk about all the topics that are important, just maybe not important enough for a full episode. So, all right, we got a couple here. Let's just start with Chris's favorite video game company, Sony Computer Entertainment America.
Oh boy.
So they did a state of play, and I was thinking about doing a live stream. I wasn't really interested. I was kind of mainly just doing it for the content. I couldn't really find a co-host, which it is what it is. I don't really blame them. There's really, to me, there's kind of two topics that I'm kind of interested in. First, let's talk about the wet fart. What's your overall impression of it, Chris?
The state of play basically reinforced that there's no reason to have a Sony PlayStation 5, because the only games that it showed that interested me, I've already wish listed them on Steam.
Stellar Blade is coming to PC.
Yeah.
The mods for that game are going to be amazing.
Well, you got Stellar Blade that I'm interested in, Korean representing, but also there's the new Shinobi game that they showed off. Like I'm all like, I wish listed that instantly, and then I made a post about it, and it's funny because like this one dude like just spurred out on me, like, no, you're wrong, and I'm like, prove it, show me where I'm wrong. Basically, I was explaining how the trailer for the new Sonic racing game, Crossworlds, I was like, it's kind of a missed opportunity, because they kind of got it, but not quite. Like Sonic All-Stars Racing's Transformed, in my opinion, is one of the best racing kart games out there, and in some regards, it actually eclipses Mario Kart. And it's a real dude. It is a really good game, and it saddens me how overlooked it was. But like the new, like they made a team racing game, Sonic Team Racing, and it was garbage. Like it had this terrible game mechanic where you had to like, instead of like trying to win the race, you had to like build up your teammates. So like you could be like at the head of the pack and it wouldn't matter. Hey,
hello.
Also, this live stream just got a lot more cringier. Jared's here.
Oh wait, Tom King's here. Are we playing? Are we playing the trailer for Wheel of Time?
So yes, he's making. So Jared is definitely making his return to the Frenzian style here.
Oh come on, you old fart.
We're talking. We're in the headline section right now. We're talking about the Sony State of Play and how much of a wet fart it was.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about it. That's the funny part.
There's really only one thing. There's only one thing that actually got my attention. The new Digimon game. The new Digimon.
Of course that would.
I like Digimon. What can I say? Pokemon is great. I love Pokemon, but I love.
But Digimon
as
is
well.
better.
Yeah.
Digimon
Okay,
is
we
way
can agree
better.
on
I'm
that.
sorry.
The show was better at any rate.
And
Yeah.
Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is an amazing game, and they're doing a new one in that series. So this new game is going to be freaking amazing. So I'm hyped.
Nice.
But the really thing was the announcing of Days Gone remastered. It's like did they shutter the studio or just deny them the ability to make a sequel?
At this point, the lack of talent retention in this industry, they probably let everybody go.
Exactly. Who cares? The point is, instead of making a sequel, they're just like, let's remake it. And
let's remaster something that it sickens me that the industry does that. You got these talented people, they make this awesome game, and dude, Days Gone is a good game, by the way. I like it a lot better than The Last of Us.
I can understand if you have like a PS3, PS2, PS1 era game and you remaster that, okay, fine. Like the Tomb Raider remasters, yeah, that's fine. Like those could use a graphical update, but stuff like on the PS4, like Ghost of Tsushima, Days Gone, does not need it.
Yeah, is it even noticeable? To the untrained eye, can you even justify the $70 price tag they're going to slap on that thing?
I gotta be honest. I looked at the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. It looked exactly the same.
Yeah, and in some regards, it looked kind of worse. Like they added peach fuzz to her face. I'm like, yeah, I'm not into chicks with beards.
So Jared, I got it. What were the Halo remasters justified?
In terms of what?
Were the graphical updates worth it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh. There was literally one area where they scooted up. So the area where you first encounter the flood?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the original level, in Halo 1, it's better. Because when you're going through the swamp, it's all foggy, and it's very, mysterious. In the remaster, it's all bright, and there's no fog.
Oh!
Yeah,
what?
They did that in Silent Hill 2 as well.
Oh god, yeah, that's something that's kind of a big problem with a lot of remasters is they take out all the character.
Yeah, the mood lighting.
The mood lighting. We had orange lighting, it was really nice. Flat, whatever.
Not only that,
atmosphere, what's that?
Not only that, there's this one part in the level where you're going through these corridors and you come across a dead jackal and there's covered in blood all over the wall. In the classic version, it's all bright colors because it's bright blood. In the remaster, it's darkened significantly, so you barely notice it.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? Besides that, Halo 2 remastered, they got a lot better, and in many ways, they really improved it. But besides that, they actually did a great job with the anniversary games.
Hey, speaking of Halo, did you? I followed. My former employer there, Grums, was making an interesting post about how a whole bunch of the Let Go Concord team, the guys that destroyed. Yeah, they went over to. Yeah, they've gone over to Halo.
About.
Yeah, here's my thing. Before we kind of jump the gun and get the pitchforks out and everything, because it's well deserved. I looked at some of the positions they were filling. And in all honesty, I don't really have a problem with it because the positions that were being filled weren't character design or art lead or
it
was things or story. It had nothing to do with the crappy decisions that made Concord.
Okay, thank you, Chris. That kind of assuaged some of my things. What I did see is that
the person who brought the coffee is now at Halo.
Yeah,
no, the people who did the networking and the stuff that we don't see because it's all under the hood.
All right, that makes sense. But like I did see that like so in certain countries the Halo TV show seasons 1 and 2 are going to go onto Netflix, which has people thinking, is Netflix about to bring the show back?
I mean,
Oh,
Netflix
God.
is kind of like I mean, the thing is, Netflix is kind of like the default for a lot of content. Also, Forrester, your camera's on. Before I let you in, is that what you want? Put it in the private chat.
But by the way, I actually played Marvel Rivals for the first time. I love that game so much.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It is
All right.
ridiculously fun.
All right,
Hey.
so
Hey.
welcome. He has been on the Frenzy before, but welcome, great artist, and he's actually the one behind Quartermain. So we have Forrester.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
Glad to
man.
be here.
Hell yeah.
We're just kind of just ending with we're in like the headline section right now. If you want to check out the notes, that's what we're doing. Let's move. Okay, Jared, we got 2 more headlines: Valentine's Day and then Cobra Kai. Which one do you want to do?
Whichever one. I haven't watched Cobra Kai. Probably don't plan to.
Oh.
Really quickly, I want to touch upon it. So, like the last part of Cobra Kai dropped. The series is done.
Mhm.
I gotta say, it was a pretty good ending. It was pretty much the ending I expected from the beginning. I mean, they just dropped it, so I'm not going to do spoilers. I was satisfied. Cobra Kai was a really important series for me. I think they did a good enough job. Long in the tooth. But yeah.
So what you're telling me is that now the actors are free to be the Teen Titans. And
no,
they can come
no,
back
that's-
out of the witness protection program.
No, Nick just gave a very good point. Like, a lot of times I don't want to watch a series until it's completed because a lot of them don't stick the landing or they get canceled prematurely, so it's like wasted investment. What Nick just said was it had a satisfying conclusion. That is a green light, people. Binge this thing. if you haven't seen it, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Seasons 4 and 5 get a bit, especially
Yeah.
season 5, where they kind of lose the plot a little bit.
CG Miyagi.
Oh God! If you think
A
that's
portal
bad.
opens in the multiverse, and then Miyagi comes in.
Okay.
next to Christopher Reeve.
Okay, this is a spoiler. I'm just gonna say it. They deep faked an actual Miyagi. Like they deep faked
Yep.
it. Like he actually
Naruto.
showed up and talks to Daniel in
Yep.
this last part.
Okay.
But overall, it's good. They kind of they gave the ending that I predicted years ago, but they kind of did a bit of a ass pull to have it happen. But it's kind of fine, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't seen the final season yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
you won't be disappointed.
Awesome.
Yeah. So and then last, before we kind of go on to the main topic, Happy Singles Awareness Day, everybody. I
Yeah.
think
Yep.
everyone on this panel is a solo leveler currently.
That's right. My
I had
cat
a
has
Valentine
great
this year, so I was good.
Oh, you
Oh, Jared's been holding out on us. He's got a second
No,
lady.
it's just a fun thing because we were both alone for Valentine's Day, so we were like, "You want to just do it? All right."
Nice. I've seen that movie. It's called Friends with Benefits.
I was trying not to say
Damn
it.
it, Chris!
I didn't want to say it because I was trying to be respectful to
Legit,
Jared.
I was like, "Don't you say it, Nick? Don't you say it?" And then Chris is like, "Oh, my beer!"
I mean, at least somebody's getting some
Oh,
action.
I love you,
Yeah,
Chris. Oh
yeah,
my gosh, I
yeah.
love you, Chris.
You're not seeing me with my camera, but my hat is off to you, sir.
Did you so you really made your own Super Wonder?
Let's just say I took care of I kicked ass this year.
Yeah.
I delved into. I made a custom card. Okay.
No, you should have said kicking ass. That was like the worst thing you should have said.
Ah!
Well, yeah. When someone has a dirty old mind like you, sir.
Well, apparently Jared has a backstage pass, so he didn't even know it.
He's got that duty to pleasure that booty.
Why did I come on this stream? Why did I do this?
Oh man. Valentine's Day.
By the
Come on,
way,
man.
so I'm gonna tell you something that's really funny. So, Chris, have you ever heard of Trill League?
Trill League?
It's a parody comic book series that's supposed to be turned into an animated series. That it basically takes the Justice League and turns them into a black urban stereotypes.
Oh no! Oh hell no!
Like Wonder Woman's name is Wandisha.
Oh damn!
Wait! I'm gonna name a few of these. You have to hear these because I was laughing my ass off when Britt was showing me this. All right, hang on. So, let me see. So So the Superman character's name is Swolmane.
Swole.
All right. And Swolmane's mama's name Mama Swole.
What the?
There's no father Swole.
The Batman character is literally called essentially Black Mane, and he drives the Blackmobile.
The Blackmobile
Always gets pulled over by the cops.
So great. Robin's name is Sparrow.
Oh damn.
The Green Lantern's oath is the Green Lantern oath, but they added a bunch of urban stuff. Oh, they even have the Star Sapphire Corps called the Thought Corps. THOT.
No. The Flash has magical Jordans.
The Flash is called Swift. No, but here's the, it gets better for the Thought Corps. They create a tornado with their gyrating.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, could you imagine the earthquakes from the twerking?
So there's this funny thing. So they show a scene of the Superman and Wonder Woman characters having sex, and he goes in there to he goes to slap her ass, but he forgets his powers and knocks her through a couple of walls. And she's getting out of the hospital. She has like a neck brace, and she goes, "What? I thought we were using powers this time."
Oh my god! So, Forrester, it's been a minute since you've been on here, so please introduce yourself and tell us who is your daddy and what does he do.
Not much to say. I'm just an artist, occasionally writer, and that's it. I don't have anything to say.
All right. It's all good. So let's get on to. Oh,
sorry. Nothing. Keep going. Go.
Oh, okay. So let's get on to our main topic. Let's get physical.
Oh no.
Cue Michael Scott coming in through the door.
Noises.
Oh god, it's happening. No, physical media. Because the thing, I don't know. Like, one thing I get tired of, and I kind of made a post about this on Twitter like a day or two ago. I get really tired of people saying, digital is the future, man. Just embrace it. You know, it's like they treat it like this. It's like this inevitability. But the further we go along, I feel like the more we realize it's not a good idea.
But Nick, those people are comfortable not owning their games.
Well, okay. So you just
wait. So you're saying it was an Ubisoft employee that tweeted that?
Yeah.
No. Here's the thing. Is like, I think that physical versus digital is kind of a false dichotomy. It's kind of the argument that the parasites that are running these corporations want us to have, rather than saying ownership versus end user license use.
Yeah, because you can make the argument: what's better to have, a GOG DRM free copy of a game,
Yep,
or a physical Sony disc for the PlayStation 5?
Yep, that has to connect to Sony to and we all saw what happened this week.
Yeah,
PSN went down, and I literally I don't stream or anything, and I literally hopped on Twitter and streamed. I'm like, hey, look, PlayStation Network's down, but all of my games are still running.
I'm
fine.
there with my Xbox. I'm like, suck it. By the way, it's for this reason that I keep my 360 and all my games for that, because in the event that Xbox screws up and I can't play any of my games, I can say I'm just gonna pop in Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
You were exactly the kind of person that Don Matrick told us about back in 2011.
Yeah,
I'm like, you know what?
Xbox One argument.
Here's the thing. All right, I have a perfect example. Hang on. So literally, I purchased a physical copy of the Snyder Cut, even though it's available on Max, because I don't trust that WB is not going to do any BS-ery, and like all of a sudden I'll go on to Max and it's gone.
Yeah. See, this is where the ownership versus end user license comes in. Where if you like, whether or not it's physical, kind of is irrelevant. Like, what if you were given a .mkv file or whatever, and you could download it, you know, X number of times or whatever. But the point is once it's downloaded, you can put it on any media format you want. It's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, those install limits! Like, I remember, I bought a. This is like back in the 2000s. I bought like a copy of. It was a DAW, like in a digital audio workstation. And you could only install it like once, because they gave you like a code for it, like an activation code. Yep. And after that, like, because it was a physical disc, and after that, that disc was basically a coaster or a frisbee at that point.
Yeah, well, like my thing is like, I think we should look fundamentally at the whole idea of digital rights for the customer, because this whole get used to not owning your shit, it's getting real tired, guys. Like, there's a reason why I emulate everything. You know, you're not going to dictate me my ownership.
I mean, Chris, don't you know in the future you'll own nothing and be happy?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm not down with the WEF. You know, like. If I spend $70 on something, it's mine. I don't care what their end user license crap is. I'm gonna hack the crap out of it.
Even with that, it's like, even on my side, on the comic side, like I literally have boxes of floppies in there because here's the thing. Yes, I like digital for its purpose. Like if I'm traveling somewhere and I want to read a comic book, but and the same thing goes to my games. I like the security of having physical media, which I get it. It's more of a convenience now because I can load in like 80 movies on my computer and just take my computer places. And that's one thing. And that works. But then you have to, because here's the problem. My number one frustration lately is that when I want to watch a movie that I know is on a streaming service, I go to watch it. Oh, it just got taken down.
Oh,
like,
God
damn it.
But that goes back to rental, not ownership.
Exactly.
Just
all
give
right,
you
so
the MKV file.
I want to give Forrester a chance to talk, and feel free to pipe in at any point, buddy. You don't have to wait your turn. Feel free to pipe in, whatever. But Forrester, what's your kind of take on the whole thing? Oh, your mic is we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. There's been a lot of stuff disappearing from streaming, and like I think it was HBO Max, one of them they were going to have all of Sesame Street going back to 1969. And then when it got sold to somebody else, they just dumped it after swearing it would never leave their thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, that's not my personal like fandom or whatever, but there are people who really care about that and want it around. And you have to deal with just, people who just don't respect what you want to preserve. And you're just, you're trusting them and you're at the mercy of what they think is worth it. And Sesame Street wouldn't be my pick, but say G.I. Joe or Power Rangers would be, or Transformers. And
like Power Rangers recently got ripped off of Netflix. It's on Tubi now, but who knows how long it'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I just wish that instead of because it's this false argument that these companies are trying to get us to think about of physical versus streaming. But there is another alternative. There's digital ownership. Here's a .mov file or here's a .mkv file. You can do with it whatever the hell you want. Like for me personally, all of my because I had to move around a lot. Like when I worked out in the gaming industry, my tenure was measured in months. So I would basically get a Blu-ray, rip it to a video format, and I would never play the Blu-ray. It would just sit in the closet or something. And I had that digital copy, and nobody could tell me what I could do with it. I could put it on anything. That's
why I tell people, and it kind of goes back to like the funny thing about it is that whenever I hear people say that blank ruined my childhood, like Zack Snyder ruined my childhood because of Man of Steel and stuff, and I'm always like, no, he didn't, because you could literally go and read those DVDs. No one's and watch those DVDs or read those comic books. No one's coming in if you have a physical copy of the thing and taking that out of your collection because they legally can't do that. You own that item.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ownership.
it's like I think it was like a lot of the Discovery shows that people bought on PS4. They tried to like
God.
literally take them away from people, like episodes people had purchased.
Yep.
Or it's like when you get to like games like The Crew,
Oh,
where it was up more right.
Hey.
Where you have games like The Crew, where all of a sudden you bought the game, you spent like, let's say, $70 for the game, and then at a certain point, the studio decides we're going to cut support for that and uninstall it from everyone's consoles.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Suicide Squad, at least they gave you an offline mode.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh.
Well, like
And then
Concord.
I mean, talk about video games, like all the digital storefronts, like
Yeah.
Nintendo. Like, here's the thing: a company has no obligation to keep a storefront alive because, for one, the payment methods become less secure over time. That's the biggest reason why storefronts go down. Also, it costs infrastructure to keep those going.
Yeah, Server X. Yeah.
Okay, you've hit on something I think we need to define. Do personal hard drives count as physical or not?
I would say no, in the sense that the product itself can be transferred or duplicated or whatever off of that hard drive and could be put in like your Dropbox or something. But the idea is at its core, it's ownership versus like leasing a license. You know what I mean? If it's a digital ownership and you're saying that I treat this physical hard drive as my physical digital ownership, I'm all for that. Like, I think that should be the direction we go.
Like,
I'm
I
gonna
like to
propose-
rip DVDs
I propose-
instead of playing them if I can. I've
Okay,
recently
I
learned
propose-
how.
Wait, Forrester, real quick. I just want to put this up there. So here's my proposition: instead of saying physical versus digital, how do we say owned media versus licensed media? I think
Agreed.
that's
Yeah,
probably
that works.
a better term.
That's
A probably better term to use for this discussion.
That is the core of this issue, yeah, because what we're seeing with these streaming services, or what we're seeing with like what you just described with the Discovery stuff, is that none of that stuff, the fine print, it says you don't own this. I mean, Valve had to put that stupid disclaimer when they're like, hey, when you download this game, we can revoke it at any time now because you don't own it. You only own a license for it. Like, that's ridiculous, guys. When did that become an acceptable thing?
And the problem I have with like the whole physical games argument is, outside of like Nintendo, when you buy an Xbox or PS game, the game's not really on the disc. The game's really more of an install file.
Yep.
And even a lot of Nintendo games, you have to
The
download
downloader.
most of it, or even if it's on the disc, there's patches. There's very few games on the Nintendo on the Switch where you just put them in from day one. They don't need any patches. Those are very rare.
Yeah, and that's again why I preferred the Xbox 360, because back in those days, you plug in the damn game, it plays. I don't have to wait 4 hours to install a game.
I literally have my PlayStation 3 hooked up right over there right now.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. It's like if I buy a game that I'm waiting for like a really long time, I have to wait 4 hours additionally. Like, let's say, because I've had this happen, I've cleared out an entire day to play this game. I plug it in. It says you have to like install the game. It'll take 4 hours, and I'm like, oh god. Then when I get to 4 hours, it starts. The internet speed starts to slow down. Then it gets to 5 hours, and 6 hours.
Or even better, if you're a PlayStation user, it's like, oh great, I got this good game. Oh crap, PlayStation needs to update. There's 3 hours.
Yep.
Oh, now I can play it. Nope, now the game needs to update. There's 4 hours.
Or here's the best part. This is just something that's relatively new with Xbox. So you install it, and you install it because I do have an external hard drive for my Xbox One because I need the extra storage space. So it automatically installs on my external hard drive. Then I go to play it, and then it says you have to transfer it to your internal hard drive.
Yeah, that's stupid. Well, it's because it's a bandwidth issue. Here's another thing though. I think we're all in agreement about digital ownership or ownership versus licensing. Okay, I think everybody here is. But
Yeah,
there's
like digital ownership does have some perks. Like for example, like the one good thing about preloading certain games is that pre-ordering is you can preload them. Like let's say you pre-order Call of Duty digitally. You have it downloaded onto your hard drive. It's all set and ready to go. So literally once the midnight hits, you can just start playing right away. That is objectively a good thing. Like that is
Well-
objectively a good convenience.
That's what I did.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I did with Halo Infinite. It's like I got to preload it, and then it's like as soon as I was prepped, as soon as the game actually released, I could straight up just play it.
Well, here's the thing though, is like, honestly, it's that the convenience was the cheese on the mousetrap that got people into adopting the licensing crap. Like, I agree with convenience, and I like the idea that I can preload something before it officially launches. But I should be able to take that preload or that data that I've downloaded and put it on whatever medium I want and edit it however the hell I want. Like, honestly, I'm an old school gamer, and I know we joke about age and everything, but like, I came before the gated gardens were lowered on gaming. I came when I was in gaming when we had mods. We didn't have map packs. People made maps. We had people putting Homer Simpson in Quake 3 or stuff like that. Now,
or even when the mods themselves were gate kept.
Yeah, well, I don't like the idea, and this is partially why I find modern gaming disgusting, is I don't like the idea that if somebody says something on a Steam forum or somebody says something in-game, they can have that $70 game, or in Steam's case, their entire library, stolen from them because they said a naughty word or said something stupid. I don't like the idea that you can be accused of cheating and lose your entire $70 game. Honestly, we need to go back because internet infrastructure supports better peer-to-peer connections. Because, guys, let's face it, every Switch game you play multiplayer is on peer-to-peer anyway. So that's a whole other can of worms. But the idea is that I should be able to host my own damn games and decide who's on them, who I'm blocking, who whatever. If I come in and I hear somebody throwing racial slurs at me or whatever, I have the power to kick and ban them. I don't want to go tell NetNanny some,
Like back in the 2000s, you could have your own Quake server.
Yes, exactly. And I don't want a company to like basically be Big Brother and tell me, well, you're an anti-Semite or whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm a Jew. Like that's not going to happen. Like, but they'll still kick you. They'll still your screen name is offensive to us, so you have to change it. Well, screw you. I'm paying for this. I can put whatever screen name I want. If you don't like it, you can block and kick me.
Your screen name is Islamophobic. I'm literally I'm doing a hypothetical. Now I'm not saying it, but
I went 5 years and my code name was Bareback Booch. That's what it gave me. We clicked A by accident, and I was stuck in there until I discovered this was back when Microsoft actually charged Microsoft points in order to change. But I saw this great meme of someone holding up a card of Microsoft points and says, "This was my Bitcoin."
Yep.
Oh,
That's kind of what it was. Because you farm those, and then I would be like, okay, what can I buy here? Avatar items. Let's go.
But like this whole convenience thing was the cheese on the trap, and we've given away all of our rights as consumers to this garbage service crap where we're told what we can and cannot say, when we can play games. Like, we can't even dictate when we can. Like, hey, I took the day off. It's too bad. They got a service maintenance.
Yeah.
Screw you. I paid $70 for this.
And that's the other thing. This is more of a thing of general gaming. Also, I do think I remember that story. It was there's a lot of these ridiculous stories now.
Yeah.
I think it's a certain Japanese word sounds like a certain slur in America.
Well, in China,
if you know, you know.
Yeah, I worked with a bunch of Chinese guys, and their filler word, like how we say and stuff, is basically the N word with an A instead of a hard R.
God.
And I'm I took it
God.
the Hitchcock camera moment happened for me where I'm like, did he just say that on the phone? Oh my God! And a black coworker
scratch.
I'm like, run!
You're like Jack Sparrow in Dead Man's Chest when he's being chased by a tribe. Oh my God!
So Forrester, can you run as fast as you can?
Yeah. Oh.
Right.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't like that control over my it needs to go back to the customer. We need good old gamer GOG. That needs to be the model we go. I'm sorry, but this modern crap, like they were just showing that stupid. I was watching before I came on here. Synthetic Man was playing Avowed, okay, and it's a $70 game, and there's like, oh, you can't put that name in, and you can't do this. It's like a single player game. You should be able to do what the hell you want to.
That reminds me of anyone who played Spider-Man on the PS1. There was like this password feature. If you tried to enter dirty words, Spider-Man would literally swing down, punch it, and it would turn it into like flat. Like you try to say the F word, it turned the F word into flowers. Like literally.
Wow.
It's
and
what you didn't know is that there's
Didn't
a
say the
mod.
magic word.
There's a mod that if you try and say Paul, it says really. Did you see, by the way, that they're hinting that they're going to bring back the actual Gwen Stacy?
Oh yeah, the gravestone there.
Oh god.
I'm like, tell me you're out of ideas without telling me you're out of ideas.
All right, let's do the tangent. Forrester, did you hear about this?
What's that?
About Marvel posted a teaser.
Oh, about Gwen Stacy. Yeah.
Yeah. Rise from your grave.
I'm like, why would you? Again, I'm like, see, here's the thing. This is when Marvel tells me they have no idea what the F to do about Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Instead of giving us what we've been wanting.
You see Jared, and Jared knows exactly the joke I'm about to make. See, Marvel is repeating its past sins.
Oh.
Forrester got it.
Yeah.
Jared, tell me. When I said you know exactly the joke, did you predict the joke?
I knew. I figured I knew it.
One more day.
I mean, after all, and maybe this time Peter has worked on his catching skills.
Hold on now. I didn't
That's not what I was referencing.
I didn't actually hate
bungee jumping.
I didn't actually hate it because that was the first modern Spider-Man arc I'd read. So I didn't know why people were so passionate about the Gwen Stacy thing. I thought she was made up for that. I didn't realize it was like
Man,
50-year heritage.
I'm sorry, bro.
Oh,
I
my
did not
sweet
expect
summer
that.
child.
You thought she was made. Wait. You thought she was made up in that story?
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Oh, wow.
nice.
Oh god.
17.
So apparently Black Reaper
Lies.
They chose violence.
Lies.
Yeah, pretty much. Even though
It's like
Since
Tom
past is
King
20
has
stories.
been clear that when he does, he has like a list of story ideas on his computer, and he just takes whatever character he's writing and puts in there. It's like drunk pirate girl. Oh, I have to write Supergirl. Here you go.
Yeah.
Or it's like with Marvel, where they're like, let's turn Norman Osborn into a Cuties fan.
So I saw this on Twitter before I started. It was a show me a Marvel and DC character that you think would make a good couple. And I posted Huntress and Daredevil.
Okay.
So I want to go around and ask you guys to name at least one. You can name more if you want. Take one Marvel character and one DC character who you think would make a good couple. Forrester, you go first.
Marvel and DC.
Yes.
Somebody else go first.
All right. Jared.
Okay, so I have a couple. So there's Thor and Wonder Woman, mostly because they both understand like juggling two different worlds, being like royalty, but also being superheroes.
I'm sure there'd be a spark between them.
Yeah. In terms of Batman, if I had to pick, and I'm not gonna cop out and go Black Cat. If I had to go with Batman, maybe Elektra. Maybe I have to think about that.
Black Lightning and Storm.
It's shocking. In terms of Superman, I could see Superman and Emma Frost, honestly.
That's interesting.
Because she's dated the Boy Scout before, except this time I would have the addendum. Marvel can't turn Superman into a dick like they did with Scott Summers.
Oh, I got one for you. Sentry and Lois Lane.
Oh, don't do that to Sentry. No, it's because he was married to Lois. That's why the Void personality came out.
Wonder Woman and Moon Knight. No.
Moon Knight and Catwoman. That's obvious. Oh, Moon Knight and Harley Quinn. They're both crazy.
Yeah,
That kind of works. But
they would start talking to each other's voices in their heads.
All right, screw it. I'm going there. Harley Quinn and Deadpool.
Oh boy,
Lord help us all.
No.
Imagine if Harley Quinn got a symbiote on her.
Oh,
That's how you get female Carnage.
yeah.
Because they did kind of make
Marvel,
it
hire this man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hire me and I will fix your publishing line. But in terms of Wolverine, in terms of from the DC side, there's a lot of different ways you could go with that one.
Wolverine and Wonder Woman?
Nah, because that's like Wolverine and Storm.
Wolverine and Big
work.
Barda.
Yes, that would actually work out.
That-
Wolverine and any of the Furies. But in terms of like Captain America, I'm not going to go Wonder Woman because that's the obvious answer. That's like saying, "Oh, I got one, Hyperion Wonder Woman." No, I'm going to do.
Steve and Carol Ferris.
No, there's nothing that links those two. You could honestly go with. I could see Cap and Huntress. I'm talking about Steve. I'm not talking about Sam.
Well, I'm talking. Actually, no. Steve and Lois, because Lois is a military brat, so I think she'd understand like the soldier side of Steve.
And then you see Steve leaving the apartment. He slams the door. He says, "I'm out. The army didn't prepare me for this."
Yeah, he
Someone
suddenly
kill
becomes a
that woman.
communist.
Someone snap her up. He gets the gauntlet. He raises it and goes, "I just wish Lois never existed."
All right, here's one for you.
Okay. Huh?
All right, who do you got for us, sir?
I mean, I don't like literally anything that's ever been written with her. So, but I was thinking, I just think that Captain Marvel and Green Lantern have crossover potential.
All right,
Yeah,
and
Reed, the Brian Reed run when she was Ms. Marvel, significantly a better character.
Oh, I agree with that. But I mean, even the Carl Manvers version, like, I would like to see how her interactions with Hal Jordan and
I was about to say which Green
and
Lantern.
Carol Ferris, the other Carol, because I feel they stole a lot from Green Lantern with the modern version of that character.
You know what'd be hilarious is if she dates Guy Gardner.
Oh my god!
Actually, Jared, I got one for you.
Yes.
Namor and Lois Lane.
So they both can die in a fire.
No, he tries to
They
romance
suck.
her, and he drowns her instead of flying like Superman. He just drags her in the water.
Oh god! Like there are so many like inappropriate jokes I can make about Namor and Lois Lane. I'll put one in the group chat.
But yeah, Zatanna and Doctor Strange. I think
He's a
Zatanna
little
might be a
old.
little bit too wild for him, but
Maybe not as a romance.
Here
but
we go.
definitely
Here's my
crossover
Namor
can
joke.
happen.
God.
Oh, no.
No,
Well, wait,
Get it?
no, Namor and Mira.
Oh, I know what you're doing. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Why does that turd have flying like little wings on it?
It's a turd that has like wings on one of the ends.
Flying
Except
cookie.
she goes to poop in the bed, but it just floats.
We got a floater. Someone's got too
Austin
much
Powers! Austin Powers! Oh my god, it's a floater!
Okay, Miles Morales and Rocket.
What? The raccoon and the Puerto Rican.
No,
black-
Icon, the Icon character.
Icon
Rocket.
Rocket.
Oh, I thought you.
Jared, as the one person who knows who Rocket is, do you think that was a good one?
I've never read her comics, so I can't really weigh in on that.
All right.
I got one, Nick. Give me someone for Terry.
Terry McGinnis.
Yes.
Oh gosh, so he's a teenager.
Oh, here's who Lois would date. J. Jonah Jameson. They both hate superheroes.
Oh, I got one for you. Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman.
Oh, that's a good. Actually, let me do another one, and then I'll do that one too because this one just came to mind. She-Hulk. Good She-Hulk. Not the TV show She-Hulk. I want to be clear on that because I have to differentiate that one. If I would have to go with She-Hulk, honestly, I could see her. I could honestly, since she's more of a street level character, I'm not going to give her like Superman or like
Connor
any of
Kent.
those. No, she's too old for him. Actually, Kyle Rayner. He has dated green girls before.
Yeah, he likes the green.
Okay, so Kyle.
He likes
Kyle
him
the-
green.
So Gamora then?
But in terms of like,
Actually, that no, Hal and Gamora.
Hal and Gamora would be hilarious.
Mhm.
No, Guy Gardner and Gamora. There you go. She's like, Peter, hold my sword before I stab him in his really stupid haircut.
No. Corsair from the Starjammers, aka Scott's father, and Gamora.
But that's Marvel.
Oh crap! You're right.
Don't worry, it happens to 1-5 old men.
Oh,
God damn.
shit.
Okay, Jessica Jones and John Constantine.
Hey, that's a solid one.
Yeah.
I like that one. All right, how about
There'd be so much cigarette smoke you wouldn't even be able to see them in the car.
here's
Just
a
a solid
character?
white
Yeah, it's
windows.
like all smoke.
Yeah.
Here's a character.
Like
Let's see if you
Snoop
guys
Dogg.
know who this character is. Tigra.
Mhm.
Who would you
Okay.
pair with Tigra?
No, I actually got one. Clarion from
The
DC.
Witch Boy?
Mhm.
Yeah, and Magic.
Well, there you go.
Hmm.
But what about Constantine and Magic?
Too young.
The dark child.
Way too young.
Hey, it's Hollywood. We make these things work.
See,
Well, then
like,
again, we are in a world where Superman made out with a 14-year-old Lana Lang.
actually,
Uh-oh.
Constantine and Scarlet Witch.
That
Oh, yeah.
I could see.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
I could see. How about Quicksilver? Oh, no, Nick, I got one.
Quicksilver and Jesse Quick.
Okay, you'll never see this one coming. Hawkeye and Black Canary.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, all you have to do is just wear green and nobody would know.
No,
Yeah, there you go.
No,
Do you know what he did? Hawkeye is technically the only comic book character to serve on both the Justice League and the Avengers.
all right,
He
if we're
disguised
doing that
himself-
one,
He disguised himself as Green Arrow.
Yep.
Batman and Black Cat.
Hmm.
No, that is way too cop out.
That's
What are you
literally.
doing? What are you doing?
No, you know what I would.
I got it. Enforcer, this feud, General Zod and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Norman
They're both
Osborn and Mercy
unlikable
Graves.
characters. There you
Yeah.
go.
Norman Osborn
Yeah.
and Mercy Graves.
But come on, we all know based on Sin's past, we have to go younger with Norman Osborn.
All
Norman,
right.
no, I got it. Norman Osborn and Terra.
No,
Sarah
Norman
Osborn.
Osborn. No, Norman and Barbara.
No, don't
Oh.
Bruce Timm this. You gotta go. No, Nick, you gotta go Terra. Judas Contract, man.
Well,
I
if
just
we're
reminded him of that.
if we're talking like crossovers and stuff, one thing that I would always love to see is if they had like, a
Deathstroke
story-
and Yelena.
Okay.
Oh, Elena Belova? No,
Or Deathstroke and Black Widow. Yeah, that
No.
would work.
no, neither. Let's see, who would Steve Trevor be? Well, it has to be someone completely and utterly worthless.
Oh, God.
What's like the worst Marvel character that's within Steve Trevor's age? You could say Carol Danvers because he's used to being with superpower women who emasculate him.
Forrester, you got any other ones?
I can't think of any now. I'm stumped.
How about, let's see, what's another? How about Blade? Who would Blade be with on the DC side? Oh, no, I got it. Rogue. Rogue and Superman. I've seen that come out. So someone did do that because I did like this pairing Saturday where I was like, here's a Marvel character pair for the DC character. I actually said Superman and Storm once. Because here's the thing. I was talking to Nick about this.
Rogue
Actually, I think it was this
and
morning.
Black Lightning. He does a similar thing that Magneto does.
Okay, that works. I was talking to
Oh no,
Nick
Rogue.
about this.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I think it was earlier today, Nick, we were talking about this because I see a lot of people say, in terms of Marvel ships, Wolverine and Storm. And the problem with that is like Wolverine will murder people, and Storm is not exactly that like on there. It's the same thing as Wonder Bat. Yes, I'm looking at you, Black Reaper Kai, because when two characters are diametrically opposed, that doesn't work. Yes. Me and
Oh
most of
my god.
Oh, I know who that is.
Okay, Forrester, do you know who Soft Serve is?
It's an actual character.
Okay, I got this, Jared. So Soft Serve is a mutant, an official, canonical, main universe mutant in the Marvel Universe. This is as canon as it can be. Soft Serve is a character. Her mutant ability, she poops ice cream. And Bishop has said it is the sweetest ice cream he has ever tasted.
Oh, here's one. Here's a character, Jenny X. You know what her powers is? She can invoke orgasms in her enemies.
So
I'm
she's
kind
the
of
one,
like-
so she's the one who got into Norman Osborn.
No, it's like no. She pairs up with Lobo. He's
Oh,
like,
Lord help us.
I love this woman.
Oh, Lobo and Star Sapphire.
No, Lobo Star
Oh,
Sapphire.
no,
That's Marvel DC, dude. This is the second
Crap.
time it's happened, oldie.
Screw you.
I say this and I just turned 29. Ha!
Go for opposite personalities. Do Lobo and She-Hulk.
I can see that. No,
That
and
would
and the thing is, she has she sleeps with him, and then the next day she finds out she has to defend him.
Oh, and I got this. Talia al Ghul and Tony Stark. He just sleeps with her, not knowing who she is. Then he wakes up and he's like, "Wait, your father's an assassin?" That would be so. I would so be a great Tony Stark story. I've long said it would be hilarious if Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne are like business competitors and superhero competitors. Like they like when they actually team up, they're like, "Well, my suit does this, yeah, and my suit does this," and then Batman goes, "Oh, I'm not an alcoholic."
Didn't Forbes do like an article where they proved that like Stark Industries makes more money than Wayne Enterprises?
Well, because at least you know what Stark Industries does. No one knows what Wayne Industry does. But I love this one great meme I saw. That's like, if the Avengers met the Justice League, it's Superman shaking Captain America's hand, and he's like, "Captain Kal-El, it's good to meet you." And then it's like Batman and Iron Man. Batman goes Stark, and you see Iron Man dollar bills are like poking out of his armor. He goes Wayne.
Oh, by the way, Batman, Spider-Man, and Barbara. And
Yeah,
Batgirl
that would
make a
work.
good
That
couple.
would work.
Because you know Peter likes his redheads.
Yeah, or you could do any blonde, and he could almost catch them.
So Stephanie Brown.
He almost catches Stephanie. That's the death of Stephanie Brown. And that's what
That'd
turns
be a
Tim
spoiler
Drake-
alert right there, Jared.
And then spoiler alert also, that turns Jason Todd that turns Tim Drake into another Jason Todd who wants to hunt. No, he becomes the next Kraven the Hunter to hunt Spider-Man.
All right, I got one for you. Who would you pair up with Supergirl?
On the Marvel side. Okay, how old is Supergirl?
Let's put her like early to mid-20s.
Early to mid-20s. I could go Star-Lord.
Possible.
Depending on the age, you could also go Spider-Man with that.
Yeah.
You could also go. Let's see, I'm thinking about Marvel characters I think would work. Oh, Gambit.
Yeah.
Or you could also do Supergirl.
Supergirl and Scott.
With Scott, there's two Scotts in Marvel.
Cyclops.
All right. How about Ant-Man? Who would you do Ant-Man?
Oh, no, I got the perfect one. Supergirl and Iceman.
But he's gay now.
No, he isn't.
I swear, if I ran Marvel, what I would do is I would retcon it that that never happened.
But I'm serious though. Iceman and Supergirl, I think, would make a good couple.
That could work. That could actually work. Now, here's a difficult character that I'm thinking, how would you do this? Bucky Barnes on the DC side. Because you could go Talia. If you want to way into the Winter Soldier thing.
Lady Shiva.
You could do that too. That's a good one. I appreciate that one.
No. Rose Wilson.
Too young.
Oh, okay. Oh god.
Shiva's good. That's a good one. I'll give you that one.
Kate Kane. Well, no. Hey, at least I got the crossover right. But
Well, I'm saying if she weren't gay, yeah, I could see that.
because I feel like Bucky would do well with like a Batman type character.
This is some reverse shipping going on. The if they weren't gay couple.
Oh god. Okay. So Iceman and Batwoman then.
Because usually it's the other way if they were gay. Like,
How about
Well,
Renee
well,
Montoya?
shippers turn straight characters gay all the time, so why can't we do the reverse?
yeah, exactly.
Renee Montoya.
Renee Montoya. Sunfire? No.
Angela from Spawn, but now is Thor's sister.
Okay. I'm going to hell for this one.
Oh God.
Professor X and Oracle.
What the Bruce Tim are you talking about, bro?
I mean, Professor X does like his redheads, and he likes them younger, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the funny part is that if you know the joke, yeah, you know why, like, yeah, I can see that.
Actually, this is actually a pretty good one, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. That's actually a really good one, Horrible Man.
Alright, Ms. Martian.
Hello, Megan. What's a Marvel character whose first name is Megan? You kind of need that, because I feel like you kind of... Oh, there is legit a character named Megan Gwint. She's an X-Men character named Pexy. So if we make... if we go with that way, every time every time she takes up the phone and she sees the caller ID, she can go, "Hello, Megan."
No.
Yes.
No.
I got one. John Kent. Let's go with a very irrelevant character in Marvel.
Actually, no. Let's do Connor Kent.
All right, Connor.
Who from the Marvel side?
I got it. Kate Bishop. Maybe that could be pretty good.
Ink and Hydra Man. But they don't even do it. Like,
but you know that
they
there's a
never even
storyline.
met.
Well,
their liquids just get mixed, and they don't even realize it. And they've got like 80 kids running around.
Oh wait!
Right, you know there was a
Sandman
story...
and Terra.
Well, you know there was a story where Sandman. Did you know there was a storyline where Sandman and Hydro Man merged and became Mudman? And then that's how Joker had the Clayface baby.
Dating Sandman, that would be like the Anakin Skywalker thing to an extreme. It's rough and coarse. And
I can see everywhere.
That works. Jason Todd in X-23.
Dating Sandman would be sex on the beach every night, whether you're at the beach or not.
Oh my god.
Cassandra Nova. Wow.
And if you date Hydro Man, he'll always have lube.
All right. Nightwing and Elektra.
I mean,
come on, he's basically Daredevil.
Well, okay, Nightwing would probably have like a one night stand, but I mean, Nightwing does sometimes go for the crazy ones, but he has limits. I think Elektra is a little bit too crazy for him.
All right, Green Arrow. Who's the screamer of the Marvel universe?
Siren. That's Banshee's sister.
Oh, I got
one.
one.
Screaming powers.
Damage and She-Hulk. So basically, DC's Hulk and She-Hulk.
Oh God.
Gambit and Harley Quinn. Get that playing card theme going on.
Yeah. Oh, that works. Gambit and any of the
Royal Flush Gang.
Yes. There you go. Who would the Joker? Who would you pair with the Joker?
Gosh. I don't know like anybody in
No, what you do is Maria Hill tries to put him in the Thunderbolts, but he kills everyone.
Thunderbolt
or
Ross
the
and the Main Waller.
Hey, there you go. Speaking of which, I saw Cap 4. Pretty good.
Gosh. All right. Speaking of Cap 4, Sam Wilson Falcon. Who would you pair him with?
I'd be someone empathetic.
Supergirl.
There could be a Wonder Woman pairing in there.
Okay.
Beyond the fact that it is a Superman-like
Well,
character.
Wonder Woman does
Wonder
like her
Woman.
soldiers. So.
No, Falcon would
No.
be the rebound when Shayera broke up with Green Lantern.
Yeah. Well, the other reason why I would want Wonder Woman with Sam and not regular Captain America is because then I can't say she traded one Steve for another Steve, even though the Steve she traded to is infinitely better than
Okay,
the
I'm
other
going to put
Steve.
one out there. Carter Hall Hawkman and Emma Frost.
That would actually work really well. God damn, that's a good one.
Falcon and Catwoman.
Hawkgirl and Angel.
Okay, yeah, that's made for it, yeah.
Falcon and Nubia. Nah, I can't see Falcon and Nubia really together. Black Panther and Nubia I could see.
Vixen and Black Panther.
Hey, that works with the animal thing.
Yes.
Has Wonder Woman ever met any version of Hercules in the DC universe?
Yeah,
DC has a version of Hercules, I believe.
Okay, I thought he was long dead.
And she murdered, and that's the one that R-worded her mother.
I know.
Okay,
that.
Jared, I have a question for you. Okay. I remember
I thought that was something in a backstory. Was that in the present day?
I'm
right.
gonna
Is
do
there a
very
present day
specific
Hercules in DC? I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, Jared.
He shows up occasionally.
These are very specific versions of characters. So Gal Gadot Wonder Woman and Kevin Sorbo Hercules.
No, here's what I'm gonna do. This is the
I
one
think
time
that
we'll
would
all
work.
Do Wonder. No, here's what you do. What you do is you take Gal Gadot Wonder Woman and pair her with the Calvary from Deadpool and Wolverine. You know why?
Oh no! What you do is you cast him as Cavill.
Hyperion.
No, you cast him as a Calverine, but then Gal Gadot is cast as Jean Grey.
There was a rumor that was going to happen. And I'm like, oh.
Imagine if
my
they
God,
actually
yes.
do that and they can pair them up in the X-Men universe.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Oh, let's see. One more, and then I actually have to run. I would have to say, or here's the best thing you could do, Nick. Just make a Squadron Supreme movie. Cast the DCU actors.
No.
I have my one reference.
Okay, this is the last one I got for you. Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze with someone from the DC.
Zatanna.
Raven.
Nah, I wouldn't say so. Not with Raven.
Okay.
No. That's so Raven.
Jared.
Look at Nick's face. Look at Nick's face. I made that joke once on my show, and then someone put in the comments, I know Jared was a Disney Channel fan. And I'm like, I'm not. It's just I know that joke.
Well, at least you're not Corey in the house.
In what house? That's a good
In the
question.
White House. Otherwise known as the best Nintendo DS game ever.
Corey in the house. Here's the
I am
crossover.
dropping
Corey in the
so
house.
many references that nobody's getting
Nick?
right now.
Nick, Corey in the house, but Corey's in Wayne Manor.
I mean, that would be really a sweet life on deck.
Man, don't be a Drake and Josh on you. I'm just joshing around with you. That's where you put Miss Martian. She's screwing with Drake. And we discovered that Miranda Cosgrove in that show was Miss Martian the entire time. What? Yeah. And on that note, I gotta run. See you guys
See ya.
later.
All right, so the piece is once again obtained. That was a good little distraction. Corey in the house. No, that you're talking about King of the Hill. King of the Hill is the best anime ever. So anyway, let's get back to the physical media discussion here. So we kind of made the agreement that like owned media versus licensed media, and like there are benefits to like the licensed media. Like for example, when I bought a Steam Deck, I bought it with the knowledge that all my entire library of Steam games I'll just be able to have access to them all at once. And that made the experience that much greater. But the problem is Steam is kind of like a unique case among all these other ones because Steam is platform agnostic. You know, like if you have on a game console, usually it's just that console. It's kind of changing a little bit, but like people have Steam games they bought in like 2004 they can just play on their modern rig. That's kind of a unique thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what are your thoughts, Chris? Chris?
So you guys,
what are your thoughts?
Oh, sorry.
Forrest, go ahead. Forrest, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you guys were coming at this more from like the video game angle. I'm more from like a film preservation angle.
Well, the thing is, like film, music, and video games are all treated differently. Music is pretty much Wild West. Like you are legally allowed to rip your CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Movies, I believe, is a gray area.
Yeah,
like a lot of it falls under digital millennium because you're breaking it. Because you break copy protection, that's breaking the law technically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, movies are a bit of a weird area. I know some people say you can back up your video games. It's I don't know.
Well, they can still lock you out with accounts and then updates. Like you can't just go put Assassin's Creed 3 in your Xbox 360 and start playing right now. It has like an hour's worth of updates that have been released since 2012. And if Ubisoft decided they didn't support that game anymore, your disc from 2012 would be bricked.
Yeah, and that's also why I believe I think it's partially at least the reason why in the last decade you've seen a push toward live services. Mm-hmm. Because live service games, you can't really pirate those because you know. So I think that's a reason why we've seen the push towards that. Like pretty much every time a Sony game hits Steam, it's like cracked within minutes.
Mm-hmm. I hope Nintendo won't go that way, but hopefully the little kid market will keep them plug and play.
I mean, Nintendo has already been. There are some Switch games that have Denuvo on it.
Yeah, I know things like the BioShock collection and all, but I don't know if they do that for like a Mario or something, a main Nintendo Zelda. Maybe
it depends, really.
Because little kids don't put up with that crap. If they can't just plug and play it, they go on.
Yeah, because the thing about physical is gifting. You know, like you go to a store, you buy a game, you wrap it up, you give it to little Timmy for his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Like they sometimes sell like game cards which have like a code for a full game on it, and you can gift those. But there's just something about like getting a game, or a movie, or a CD, or records are kind of like the physical format of music nowadays.
Yeah. Let's see. Didn't they do something? Yes, they did in Crocodile Dundee. It was the I'm not sure if it was a transgender woman or just a cross-dresser or what. It was. They weren't sure in the 80s when they made the movie, but it's not a particularly sensitive scene by modern standards, but it's still part of the original story, and they shouldn't have just cut it out. But currently, right now, the edited version, and it removes the actor's portrayal. It was a female actor, but she played a lot of like androgynous roles, and she was born a woman, but would play drag queens and stuff in things, and she's kind of an unusual type character in real life, kind of avant-garde, and her mainstream breakthrough is just right now completely cut from streaming because somebody was like, oh, well, it's not sensitive. It's like, it's from 1986. Come on.
Well, even if it was made today, like there's no excuse for that.
No.
Yeah,
This is
like
like
we
a
see this on
digital
streaming
eraser.
services. Like they'll go back and be like, oh, sorry, the Statue of Liberty should have been brown instead of green, so we'll update that. Or like you on streaming services, like, oh, we'll update the mix on this song, and you won't even know the difference.
No, well, they like Disney censored out like Daryl Hannah's butt cheeks and Splash.
So
Like-
badly too.
No, I'm sorry, but like this is unacceptable. Like, this
And
is
they can
why
own the
piracy
cuts
exists.
too, because even if people like upload lost scenes on YouTube or something, the copyright holder can still have that deleted.
Yeah.
So like, there's still a lot of control even.
No, and that's the thing. Like, that's why piracy exists. Gabe Newell explained this like years and years and years ago. Like, people aren't stealing this shit because they can't afford to buy it. They're stealing it because they've made it wholly inconvenient and obtrusive to own it legitimately.
It's literally a tale that's repeated at least 3 or 4 times. Music piracy was a problem. Steve Jobs introduces iTunes. Music piracy goes down, doesn't disappear, goes down. Movie piracy is a problem in the 2000s. Netflix comes out. Movie piracy hits its historic lows in the 2010s. And then towards the end of the 2010s, going into the 2020s, it starts to shoot back up. Coincidentally, when they started doing the bullshit. It happens every time.
If I buy a ticket, if I buy a film, I don't want a post-sale transaction to keep occurring. I purchased it. It's mine. Screw off. I don't want your updated Statue of Liberty should be historically accurate brown or whatever. I don't care. I don't want the Twin Towers removed from the scene because it's, anachronistic. I don't care. I bought this film. And these companies don't understand, and we've allowed it. Like, we've grown soft. We've tolerated it until the frog started boiling, and now we're at a point where we literally don't own anything that we spend a shit ton of money on.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, they're trying to make everything a subscription service. Like, BMW recently got in some trouble because they were trying to start a subscription for heated seats. Like, oh, you paid $80,000 for this car. Here, pay us $30 a month and you can get heated seats. The tech is literally in that car. Just pay us $30 a month. And, or stuff like that. Everything has to be a subscription service nowadays.
Yeah, John Deere pulled that shit with farming equipment. Guys, like, what do you mean I need to be on the maintenance plan or whatever? You can't just send me the spare piece or let me order it from you.
Oh God, that is like I've watched some of Louis Rossman's stuff on that.
Yeah,
like
the guy's awesome.
Yeah, like basically John Deere is single-handedly responsible for spearheading the right to repair movement.
Yeah,
because this is a problem. Is for the past 10 years, all of this stuff, normies were oblivious, and this is like, you want to know why things are rapidly changing now? It's because it's getting so bad, even the normies are noticing it.
Yep. Yeah, and it's costing, like you were saying, the thing about subscriptions. The problem with subscriptions and reoccurring fees like that is they limit the scope of what you can afford. So it becomes fewer and fewer services that are consolidated. Like, a lot of people had to make that choice back in the day: PSN Plus or Xbox Live Gold, or Netflix or Hulu.
It's
now
the same thing with like live services. People can only really support 1, maybe 2 live services at a time. Like, that's why they quickly hit a wall. Like, everyone wanted a live service, yet only like 5 really were profitable.
MMOs showed us this when massively multiplayer online games started their monthly subscription crap. We really started seeing people turning into the Coke Pepsi wars again with MMOs. They're like, is it Warcraft or EverQuest 2? Is it Warcraft or Vanguard? Is it Warcraft or Star Wars Galaxy? And eventually it's settled and they're like, yeah, it's just Warcraft. Like, everything else, yeah, screw that.
Well, no, and then it was like Warcraft and FF14.
Yeah, and then FF14 started taking some of Warcraft's like lunch. Like,
yeah, and now FF14, and this is how weird it is, okay? FF14 released Dawn Trail, and it sucks. And now Warcraft is actually kind of from what I hear, the War Within stuff is actually kind of good. Like, they're starting to kind of like, Warcraft's starting to crawl back a little bit. It's weird.
If they didn't have monthly subscriptions and we didn't have the stupid reoccurring fee crap, I guarantee you that we wouldn't be having this tug of war with audiences. You know, people be like, "Oh, I pay a little of this today. I'm getting tired of it. Go play something else."
Like for example, a person, you know, let's say a person probably could buy like $4 or $5 $70 games a year. But if you make everything a subscription, all of a sudden they're like, I can maybe do 2 subscriptions.
Yeah, and this ruins, like, this is why Microsoft Game Pass is destroying publishers. It's going to be what helps kill this industry.
I mean, the Game Pass itself is destroying Microsoft. It's not growing as fast as they want it to.
No, and on top of that, it's not incentivizing any public or any of the developers that they've acquired to make any like bangers, any knockout killer apps. What's the point?
Yeah.
You're just gonna be on the streaming.
Most people who do Game Pass, they have it for like 3 months. Like maybe when like, oh, the new Indiana Jones game come out, I'm gonna subscribe to Game Pass for 2 months, play that game, and then I'm done.
Yep.
Now,
And
I'm
they're
not a big gamer. Are they programming these games to be run as online services entirely? Like, is there any way for people to back them up at home? Or
No.
Well,
They
there
have
is.
handshakes. They have handshakes.
I mean, there is private servers for a lot of these types of games.
Illegal, yeah.
Yeah, if we're talking like, you know, not kosher arena, then yeah, like private servers are a thing. Like WoW has had private servers for like 15 years.
Mhm.
You know, you can find, yeah, like you can play dead MMOs all day long. If it's popular enough, there's probably a private server like Club Penguin. You know, there's stuff like that.
Yeah, but that opens up all sorts of dubious issues with spyware and viruses.
Yeah, like talking about the Club Penguin. Apparently, some of the Club Penguin private servers were having like, I mean, not just the usual like PDF files, but also like some of the financial stuff.
Yeah, and just to go back to like movies and everything, like the subscription base, like these streaming services are hurting. They're actually showing that the majority of them are not making the profits that they expected to. And the other reason why Netflix is even doing something remotely considering profitable is because Netflix isn't a streaming service. Netflix is a data collection and selling business. The streaming service is actually just one metric they're collecting data from. Like they if they stop selling movies or whatever, they find a new means to collect that data. That's where they make their money, is selling.
And also the other thing is Netflix is kind of like, well, first off, Netflix has first mover advantage, but also they're like kind of like the central hub. The problem with streaming service really began when all these companies be like, hey, why are we selling Star Trek to Netflix?
Yeah,
we're
we
getting
can do
pennies. Let's put Star Trek on our own service. People come there to watch it. We'll make all the money. Like,
well, they did that with video games. Well, they did that with video games too. Look at the Epic Game Store. Uplay. What's Origin? Like, nobody wants that shit.
The only reason Epic is still around is 2 reasons: Fortnite and the free games. Like I've never bought a game on Epic Game Store, yet I somehow have like over 100 games on Epic.
Yeah, well, they're actually kept afloat on the Unreal Engine. They're all like, that's how the Epic Games, the majority of their profits aren't even from like their market.
And UE5 is an unoptimized mess. Like
it is. It's
oh god. Like,
and
we did not know how good we had it with UE4.
Well, that's what sucks about being a Gen Xer is I feel like I'm in the generation of used to haves. Like everything's, we got everything when it was starting off and it was good, and then all of a sudden the bean counters get in there and screw.
Well,
everything
millennials
up.
are the era they used to have because millennials, especially like the elder millennials. I'm an elder millennial.
Yeah.
You know, and Forrester can back me up here. Like basically, we are old enough to remember when things were good. Like I remember pre-internet, obviously pre-cell phone. You know, elder millennials were the last generation to play outside, play with your friends, go to your friend's house, and play video games.
We're not really a real generation. We're like 50% Gen X and 50% Gen Z. We didn't have a period. It was VHS tapes and cassettes and riding your bike outside, and then boom, it was cell phones and internet and smartphone in your pocket. It's kind of. I don't feel
I disagree.
there was.
Cell phones were kind of more of like a early to mid 2000s when they really caught on.
Agreed.
So, like I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 19 years old. Like that was 2006, 2007. But that's not the norm. And we first got internet in my house in 97. I was 10 years old. We have we have a Lugsberg in the stream.
Whoa, we do? I gotta meet him. I gotta shake his hand.
So, Lugsberg, I know you've like been on it before, but it's been a long ass time. So, please introduce yourself
Man, where do I even begin? I mean,
from the beginning.
I've used the whole very varied guy moniker from the beginning for so long, and the whole context of that has overhauled more than once. But yeah, I guess I've reviewed comics, I've reviewed video games, I'm trying to learn game dev, I'm writing, I'm video editing, I'm streaming, I'm trying a whole lot of different avenues.
Yeah, Lug is the guy who does who edits my comics trailers. So like if you really like the Turn Samurai, the Screech trailers, he's the one who edits them, and he will be doing the Quartermain trailer, by the way.
Okay,
Ooh,
cool.
I'm hearing good things about that one.
Oh yes, Forrester, is there anything you'd like to share with the class regarding that?
We can talk about that if you want to. Oh,
Yeah, definitely. So if you have anything you want to screen share, you can either screen share or you can send it to me and I'll share it. Whatever way's comfortable for you. And crap, Lug, are you modded on my Twitch? I believe you are. There's a bot for you to ban. And while Lug is doing that, Forrester, how do you want to do this? Do you want to like send it to me or do you want to share it? It's either or. It's fine.
Do you not have anything? I think I've sent you pretty much everything I've got.
All right. Have you uploaded the new stuff?
I'm not sure.
The new inks. The inks.
No, I'm actually working on a page right now. You can't see my hands, but I am.
Okay.
What I showed you.
Okay, let's do this question.
Someone had already posted on Twitter because not everybody watching the video has seen that.
All right. All right. I was just pulling up the Google Drive, but yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
But to answer the question, who would Screecher be within Marvel or DC? See, the problem is like Screecher is like a Batman-esque character, so for asking for DC, I'm probably gonna say Nightwing just because. But yeah. So for those who don't know, Quartermain is an upcoming comic. Forrester is the artist for it. Me and this guy are splitting things 50-50. Forrester, how would you describe Quartermain?
I don't know. I'm bad at pitching. I'm terrible at that.
Don't use it's X meets Y.
I know. I'm trying not to.
Well, it stars a young man named Alec Quartermain, who is the son of Alan Quartermain, and he works for the spy agency Templar. He is literally a Knights Templar. It's a send up to the classic Bond era of storytelling, particularly the Sean Connery and George Lazenby eras. And here is page 1. So here we have the art is by Forrester, this attractive fellow right here. And the colors are by me. Yeah, so Forrester, what kind of techniques are you using for this one?
I'm doing it digitally, but just pencil and ink, kind of the old-fashioned way. The only difference is I'm doing it on a phone instead of a piece of paper.
All right, but what kind of art style are you going for?
Something very like early Bronze Age, turn of the 60s, 70s kind of look.
I'm bringing up a more recent version of this one. So yeah, I've been tweaking the colors, getting some feedback. Have I shown you this version yet, Forrester?
Yeah, I think you did in a DM. You did, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I pulled this one up because I can like zoom in on it easier. But yeah, the collaboration kind of started where you posted some of your subtractive art, and I really liked it. I think I did some colors for a couple of them. And some of the things is me and you bonded over our love for James Bond.
Yep,
And
definitely.
and so we had a story we wanted to tell, and we are doing it.
The conversation with me is going to end up being a conversation about James Bond anyway. So it just
exactly.
We would have been talking about Bond no matter what the comic was, because that's my go-to analogy for everything.
Yeah, and a little bit of spoiler alert for this page. He's literally beating James Bond at Baccarat. Yeah. And so I did that, and one of the feedback I got from the initial version was a little bit too bright, so I kind of toned it down. But I did actually brighten up the jacket, because Forrester, you had him center frame. He's literally the focal point of this panel. So I figured I make his suit jacket a little bit brighter to kind of make him pop more, make it more noticeable. Because your eyes are literally drawn to that guy. So that's why I made it a little bit lighter.
Well, I was also making a little bit of a. I was making a little bit of a misdirection there. It kind of looks like he's going to be the protagonist, but then with the beard, he kind of catches your eye, and you're like, no, wait, he's more visually interesting. Who's this guy? So it's like a little bit of a fake out in those panels.
Exactly, and like you saw, the originally I had it more of a blue. I was consulting with a colorist person. He had it like more of a green color. And yeah, I do think the green actually helps, kind of looks better in the background. What do you think? Well, the thing is, these are not quite the final colors, because when all is said and done, Forrester is going to like go this, tweak things a little bit, add a little nice filter to it. But yeah, I think these are off to a good start. Anything you want to say, Forrester?
No, I think you did it. That's pretty good.
Yep, and we're planning on launching this early June. It's going to be a Kickstarter, and feel free to look forward to more stuff. And just want to have Forrester on here. Talk about the book. I'm sure this won't be the last time he appears. So let's get back to our regularly scheduled program, shall we? Lugs Berserk, what's your opinion on the whole physical versus digital argument?
I try to stick with physical whenever I can, since you actually, own that. I've seen way too many times of digital things just being revoked, and there's just like nothing you can do about it. It's happened over and over again. Even it's gotten to the point, I've seen even my own mother is becoming aware of this sort of thing, seeing like her digital books just being zapped away, or some project she'd spent years on another site just completely revoked in an instant.
Wasn't there it's not quite on, like, wasn't there like a story a year or so ago where somebody got banned off of Google Drive because of stuff they had on their Google Drive?
Not sure about that, but I have even heard.
I can look that up.
I remember even hearing about a case of somehow iTunes, I think it was iTunes, deleting someone's own MP3 files of their own music that they composed off of their hard drive.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. This is a common thing that they'll just have you violated the Google Drive terms of service, and they don't really specify why. And some people are like on Reddit and forums trying to figure out why they got banned. Apparently that happens often.
Well, just like with Steam, you say something bad on a forum and say you have a $10,000 worth of games. It's kind of hyperbolic, but it could happen. They're all stolen from you.
Yeah, and it's getting so bad. Like, they're starting to use AI to moderate things. Like, let's say you're on a Microsoft game and you say the wrong thing and the AI detects it, they'll ban you. And the problem with a lot of these bans is they're they're a guilty till proven innocent kind of scenario. And a lot of the times, the only way that people can get their accounts back is they post on Twitter, they make a huge stink, they get some attention to it, basically like, oh crap, and then they fix it. Like that's literally the only way to fix it. A lot of times is the only way to do that.
I hate being an asshole to like people on like Twitter or whatever, but like I've literally had posts that I've made where the AI like catches words and it says this post is visually limited or whatever. Or I would share like an artist's work and it like my share would somehow be visually or visibly limited, and I'd get a warning about it's breaking content community thing or whatever, but the original post didn't. And I'm like, hey, asshole, I'm paying you. I have that little blue check mark makes me a customer. You're stealing money from me.
Oh, that reminds me. I had this one meme where it says, when you're only a little racist, and it was a bunch of little people in German soldier uniforms.
Come on.
You know, like it's a joke.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I posted on Facebook and got banned for hate speech.
And then some things are just stupid. Like somewhere Elon Musk got to stick up his ass about the like the word cis and trans, like in the gender debate. And I was in organic chemistry at the time and was getting posts regarding the S-cis orbital in sigma bonds as like flagged as hate speech because he had decided. It's like, dude, that's a part of regular scientific language.
Yeah,
remember like the whole H-1B debacle and like Elon was like banning people left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing with the cis though, like they should have did a better query for like cisgender instead of cis, because don't call me a cisgender. That's a slur. Like I don't appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I totally get that, but yeah, like you're saying, it's part of scientific parlance. Like why cis? If I'm referring to atomic bombs or whatever, like what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Like the classic tale of your teacher gives you an assignment to do research on breast cancer. So little Timmy types in like breast cancer in the school computers. All of a sudden he gets suspended because he's searching for breasts.
Well,
he's looking at breast cancer.
In the 90s, dude, like this is dating me, but in the 90s, we did have computer like the preliminary Apple iMacs or whatever, and we were doing online research. Guess what happened when I was in my social studies class and we were doing a unit on the executive branch of the United States government, and I typed in whitehouse.com.
Wait, what?
Whitehouse.com was a porn site.
What?
You had to, it was whitehouse.gov. Is the only way you could get the actual.
Oh yeah, that old internet. I used to like try to guess
the
random
implications then of why the house is painted white now disturb me.
Oh god!
But yeah,
there also used to be censored things back then too. Like the content blockers were really stupid. Like if you looked up Middlesex County, and it has the word, yeah,
or like for example, there's a Climax, Michigan.
I think there's like an intercourse. I think it's Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I actually hear that the hub, they actually give free premium to those towns.
Nice.
Okay. I gotta say this one. The craziest last name that I remember during my school days is first name is going to be changed for obvious reasons, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I knew a guy named Michael Sexsmith.
Nice.
And I remember I remember like this is like third grade Nick, by the way. I remember I was at an auditorium. They called him up, and third grade Nick. I remember thinking in my head, I know what his family's good at.
All six of them.
So they're Catholic.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I worked for Sears, I was a stock boy, and I was one of the two people that actually worked, and the other people were of a certain group that don't like to work. So my boss comes over and he's like, guys, you gotta be serious. You can't screw around. We got customers that are backed up.
Oh my God.
my job was to grab inventory from the warehouse because it was really heavy, like a wash machine or whatever, and I would bring it to the waiting room, and they're like, my boss is like, you guys gotta calm down, you quit screwing around. This is work or whatever. I'm like, okay. I wheel out with the dolly the dishwasher, and I look up to see the name that I'm supposed to read out, and it was PHUK space DUK. And I was like, oh shit. Like, it was like I can't laugh at this. I can't. So I'm like, Fuke Duke. Like, I'm trying to read it as inoffensively as possible. And I basically said, I said the name, and the guy, all of a sudden I hear this voice in this very thick Vietnamese accent go, no, I fucked up right here. And I just hear this guy, like this other voice go, like this other dude go, animals can't consent.
Oh God. Okay, Chris, I have a favor to ask you. Can you please read the highlighted text in the cringiest voice you can think of?
Let's see. I'll do it in the owner of the hub. Welcome to the village of Climax. This caps the climax of everything we saw.
Oh God. I feel like they knew what they were doing. This is a website to Climax, Michigan. Just, And yes, before you ask, there is a Hell, Michigan. I live 45 minutes away from Hell.
Oh man,
and I'm not talking about Detroit.
Yeah. Oh God.
By the way, I hate those like Detroit jokes, but I'm sorry, it was too easy, too good.
Dude, their airport is on two separate sides of the highway.
No, it isn't.
I had to take the tunnel underneath it to go with my coworkers.
Oh, did you fly into city or metro? Because I'm 10 minutes from Metro Airport. I drive past it all the time.
Honestly, I can't remember. I just remember we're flying into Detroit. We landed at the airport, and then the next thing I know, my other coworkers who I was supposed to meet up with landed at the airport too, and we're like, "Where the hell are you?" I don't know. I'm over here. I'm at like concourse like D or whatever. And I'm like, dude, this goes A through C. There's no other concourses. And then it was like, oh yeah, you got to get in like a vehicle, drive under the highway, and then get to the other building on the other side of the highway. And I was just like, what? This is so ghetto.
You're ghetto. Because I'm 10 minutes from Detroit Metro Airport, which is like the main airport for the area. There is City Airport, which is in Detroit. That's like more of a regional thing.
I flew from New England, so yeah.
You probably flew into Metro, so you're 10 minutes away from me at one point. I don't like it's all on one side because I drive past it all the time.
It's literally two buildings on opposite sides of the highway. And I remember I got into like one of those Austin Power mobiles. The guy was driving, one of the security guys or whatever was driving me because I didn't want to lug all my shit. And he's like, yeah, we've got this tunnel. Like, otherwise you'd have to cross the highway. It's like, oh,
secret tunnel.
Yeah.
Secret tunnel.
All
right. So here's Google Maps. There's Detroit Metro Airport. There's the highway.
Yeah, look up the other airport then.
Okay. City Airport. Detroit. Coleman A. Young.
Maybe it's that building to the south of the
this
highway.
One?
Oh no! So you've got the highway running, right there from right to left, And it's like you literally have to like. There's a tunnel connecting those two buildings.
Or that building. Maybe this one. I don't know.
Yeah, and that one right there. Yeah, those two buildings are they have a tunnel underneath them.
And I don't see like a concourse A, B, C, and D because this is literally a one runway airport.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to talk to my coworkers about it because we were frustrated as hell because the whole time I'm like, dude, this goes ABC. Where the hell are you? And he's like, I'm in D. I'm like, there's no D. Stop screwing with me.
They wanted to give you the D.
Well, yeah.
In the D. They wanted to give you the D in the D.
Probably.
Okay. By the way, Detroit is often called the D. By the way.
Yeah, with good reason. God damn.
I mean, I live
Yeah.
in a place they call Shit City, so that's the old Navy nickname for Norfolk, Virginia,
Oh,
which is sometimes also a curse word because some people pronounce it Norfolk or Norfolk.
No,
Norfolk.
fuck. Not fuck.
I love the regional like kind of like here in New Hampshire, Concord. They pronounce it Concord.
Oh yeah, it's like if you were born here, it's Norfolk, but if
Yeah.
you're from out of town, it's Norfolk.
Yep.
Because we kept that English pronunciation for some reason. Norfolk.
Yep. That's the shibboleth test. That's how you know that somebody's like local.
Mhm.
Yeah, mine is there's one. There's a certain town which I'm actually like right next to. All right, I'm gonna ask you guys. All right, what is the name of this town? Read it out to me.
Ypsilanti?
Salanti?
Ypsilanti.
Oh, Ipsal.
All right.
I was thinking they were silent. I just guessed Salanti.
Yeah, I guess I
A
was
lot
close.
a lot of people call it Ypsilanti or whatever, but it's one of those things where it's one of those towns that's like very hard to pronounce if you don't know the actual pronunciation.
That must be Greek.
Yeah. Dude, look up New England, like Massachusetts towns. Nobody
Also, I
can
was
pronounce-
literally in Ypsilanti yesterday too. So,
Do we have
look up what? Look up what?
Look up Massachusetts towns, unpronounceable Massachusetts towns.
Yeah, it's named after Demetrius Ypsilanti, a Greek war hero who fought in the Greek War of Independence. So, yeah, I knew
mean,
it was Greek. I could tell that.
Unpronounceable.
Massachusetts, yeah, and there you go. So what's that first one?
Worcester.
That's Worcester.
All right. Let me. Leominster.
Leominster.
Gloucestershire. I was trying to do like
Gloucester.
this stuff.
That's Gloucester.
Okay, I thought it looked Scottish to me.
Is it Gloucester? In Virginia, we say Gloucester.
Needham.
Gloucester.
Needham.
Needham.
Needham. Yep.
Raham.
Raynham.
Sorry, I went Jewish for that one. Berlin.
Berlin.
Fuck you.
Yeah, no, try that one right below Worcester. Everyone gets it
Where?
wrong.
Wait, which
right
one?
above, yeah, right
Which
below,
one?
yeah, right there, yeah.
Leicester.
Leicester?
Leicester.
Leicester, okay.
Oh, hey,
It's so stupid. It's like we have a town, and I think it's Connecticut called My Anus.
what?
Why? Where are you going?
Johnny Knoxville went there to interview the people of My Anus, and he was like,
Oh,
damn,
okay. Here's ones for Michigan. Try do that one.
Dowagiac,
Dowagiac.
all right,
And do this one.
Charlevoix,
Charlevoix.
no, Charlevoix, yeah,
Do this one.
Lake Orion.
Lake Orion.
Wow.
Colon.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Okay,
Do Virginia. I don't think mine are too bad. I'm gonna see.
do this one.
Grossly? Grossly?
Gross eel.
Garcia.
Oh, that's an uppercase I. Yeah, I hate that. The uppercase I and the lowercase L look identical.
Do this one.
Milan?
Milan.
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 All right,
Yeah,
do this one. Do this one.
Gratriot.
Gratiot. County.
Gratiot.
That's so Gratiot.
Yeah.
All right, do this one.
Hamtramck.
Hamtramck.
Yeah.
That's a Polish enclave within Detroit.
Hamtramck. It's a train for pigs.
Is it Lafayette or Lafayette?
Okay, try this
Lafayette.
one. Try doing this one.
DeKendry?
DeQuinder.
Wow.
Hey, Aaron.
Okay, do this one. All right, they're literally telling you. Okay, do this one. Okay, they're literally doing the pronunciations. It's spoiling it.
Yeah.
All right. Unpronounceable. Let's do. This is actually kind of fun.
Virginia.
Lug. Do you want to do your town next? Your state next?
Oh, he's in Bernie country.
He is once again
No.
asking for your financial support.
I once again.
All right.
Hey, look at that Gaysville.
Mine.
Wait. Butternut Bend?
Uh,
God, these
Red
sound,
also
Loaf?
not mine.
these sound like names of the Shire. Like,
Beartown, Beanville, Checkerberry Village,
yeah, Buckleberry. and
Hand
Ferry.
Scrabble Quarter,
Hard
Lazy
Scrabble.
Lady Island,
What's so weird
Oh,
about Kansas and
Killington.
Jerusalem?
Killington,
Oh yeah, we got Killington in. Yeah, that's a ski. Town.
Mosquitoville, Orwell, Podunk,
Oh, dunk, nice.
No
Rustland.
town or not town?
Hey, you got Sodom.
Do you have Gomorrah? There's like
Sodom,
Texas.
talking about Bloodstone.
Why is
Muddy
Gomorrah?
Corners.
Wait, that's a name? North and South Hero?
Yeah.
Wow, that is really far up north that they would call it.
Satan's Kingdom.
That they would call something that without thinking about the Civil War at all.
I know.
Satan's Kingdom.
Ethan Allen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tin-
Like if you called a place North and South Hero
Oh
down
no!
here, you'd have
Texas.
so many different groups angry at you.
yeah, you would have the War of Northern Aggression.
Oh my God! You have everything from the NAACP to the Daughters of the Confederacy. We'd start a new civil war.
Yeah, you're right on the Mason-Dixon line.
All right. Let's
Bad
see
axe.
here. Oh God, yeah, that's right up in the thumb too.
Oh, you mean the mitten grabbing the dome?
There's a Dick, Michigan, Jugville. Let's see here. Christmas. Michigan. Oh God. Oh yeah, we have a Gaylord, by the way.
Is there a Falker in there too?
Storage?
Oh, we have a Flushings, Michigan.
I wonder if their water's as bad as Flint's.
Yep, Gaylord, city in Michigan.
Hi everyone, welcome to Michigan. No, I'm actually the mayor of Detroit, not the mayor of Gaylord. Why made you think that?
All right, try to pronounce this one.
No.
Wyandotte? Or Wyandotte?
Wyandotte.
Wyandotte.
Wyandotte. Huh.
Wyandotte?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a nice little town. Let's see, Ferndale. That's pretty easy. I'm trying to think of like towns that I know. But all right. What are some weird? Okay, what are some like weird places in your state that you want to show off? Since we're kind of on this topic.
I don't think I have any names that bad, actually. I thought we did, but no, those Michigan ones top them all.
In New Hampshire, where I was in a village called Pennacook, which was just north of Concord, we have a statue out in the forest honoring Hannah Dustin. Have you guys ever heard the story of Hannah Dustin?
No.
There's that expression, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. This chick was during the was it the French and Indian
Jerome, Michigan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What was I saying? Yeah. During the French and Indian War, the Canadians had a bunch of Native Americans come down from New Brunswick into New Hampshire, and they sacked an entire village and then took a bunch of prisoners. And there was this woman, slave, and little kid or whatever, and they were the only prisoners. And the woman had a baby, and the baby was slowing them down. So they grabbed the baby by the feet and slammed it against the tree until it splattered everywhere. And the mother got incredibly pissed off, and they were all prisoners. And she waited for several weeks until they made their way up into southern New Brunswick and freed herself one night. And she went and freed her fellow prisoners, and they're like, okay, let's get out of here. Let's go. And she's like, no, I don't think you understand. I have some unfinished business. and she went back and massacred the entire Native American tribe. Like every last one of them, every single one of them. She killed them in their sleep, cut off their heads, did all sorts of bloody stuff. And there is a monument to the spot where that village was, where she was scorned. So, yeah. And I stumbled across it with a hike with my sister one day. We're out in the woods, and I was like, why is there this gigantic Gothic statue honoring Hannah Duston? Who the hell is this? And then all of a sudden we read up on it and went, damn!
Yep, I found the statue. She's holding a knife.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a hatchet.
Yeah, she freaking killed them all. So, yeah.
So, so here in Belleville, we have this local legend. It's called the Witch.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how a lot of graves will have like a finger pointed up, like towards heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to this grave. It's like actually a couple miles from where I'm standing now. The finger's actually pointed down towards hell.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Trying to find a picture.
Yeah, that's a movie too, The Belleville Witch. Remember?
Really?
Yeah, I remember. God, that was like the 80s, 70s, or 80s, like before the Blair Witch stuff. It's at least I could be misremembering, but I remember hearing something about that Belleville Witch. They cursed the land and turned it into a mitten, grabbing a penis.
I think I found one of the grave.
We had a witch trial here in what's now Virginia Beach, where they did like a trial by water, but she survived. And they did it like several times, Grace Sherwood. And she finally, every time she lived, every time they did it, she lived. So they decided she really was a witch and then left her alone.
Oh, God.
Yeah, boy, you done screwed up this time. She's all levitating, like bolts of lightning coming out of her. Oh.
I think I got it.
Actually, what was that that saying? Do you guys remember? There was that Roanoke saying, Croatoa.
With the
yeah, the Lost Colony.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That was North Carolina. I thought that was.
No, that's like right below our border. My grandparents drove down there to watch the play back when they were young newlyweds, and the lead actor in it was a yet undiscovered Andy Griffith.
Oh, damn!
Yeah,
really?
That's awesome.
Yeah, because the real Mayberry was based on his hometown of Mount Airy. So,
oh wow,
Virginia, Southern Virginia, and North Carolina overlap the same way Northern Virginia and Maryland overlap. So you got like Virginia is like in almost like blocks. There's like the Virginia West Virginia cluster, the Maryland Virginia cluster, and the Virginia North Carolina cluster. And when you get in there in those cluster areas, people just hop the borders willy nilly, and will sort of talk about one place to the other as much home, kind of like Northern Virginia. I think most people know about the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, the
tri-state
Beltway, the Beltway.
The Beltway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and they're kind of all lumped in as one thing.
Wow,
you end up having to go between all of them.
Yeah, because it's where all the government stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like Alexandria, Virginia, that's the cemetery. Langley, CIA.
Yep.
And they got like stuff in Massachusetts, and kind of thing.
And then on the Maryland side is Fort Meade, which has the NSA. And
yeah,
tell me more about this.
How far are you from DC?
Me?
How far are you from DC? Yeah.
Right now, 200 miles. Originally, I was born there.
Oh, nice. Man, I took a trip.
A scandalous affair between a politician and a very young intern.
Is this a diplomat?
I may be the only good thing that ever came from DC. The jury's still out.
I'm sure something definitely came in DC. No, wait. Does your mom still have the cum stain dress?
Oh no! No, I got family that lives in that area. Like they live in Olney, Maryland.
Hmm.
And they like,
Only
take the train.
Maryland?
No, it's Olney, and it's like a little suburb.
Yep. And
Okay.
then we have a street here called that, but down here we pronounce it Onley.
Onley. Even though it's OL, it's Onley.
Yep. They say it Onley.
So, Lug, anything weird you want to tell us about your state? Or if you don't want to like share personal information, that's fine.
I don't think I'm pretty sure I haven't even said what state I'm in.
And then don't say it. Let's keep that cherry on popped.
Hey, I'm gonna have to go pretty soon because it's getting towards 8:00.
Mm.
But
Do you know
on
where your
the,
children are?
yeah, but on the physical media thing, I just wanted to say where I was broadcasting from. My virtual background is a video rental place,
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
which it opened in 1988, and it kind of developed this cult in the community. It was the largest video collection on the East Coast, and went out of business in 2019. And there was this massive community effort to resurrect it at the local university library, which is what I've got behind me here. That was taken today, and
cool.
when you go in the library now, they've got like a mural that depicts the old storefront.
Oh,
And
sweet.
The sign from the building is now inside there, and so it's still one of the largest video rentals anywhere, largest in our state. And I just picked that as my background because it was a whole like region of about 1 million people, big area came together to preserve physical media rental in the age of streaming. And we have a lot of movies there that aren't streamable because like the Weinstein scandal, like I was ranting about that on Twitter. A lot of foreign movies like, dang, it won't show up. Like John Woo's Hong Kong action films that have been widely influential, and Weinstein dubbed them. And when his scandals happened and the bankruptcies and all that, it's currently out of print in the West, which is
Oh, funny story about that. So Weinstein was known for cuts, like cutting up a movie,
Mhm.
Yep.
So when Weinstein's got a hold of some of the Studio Ghibli movies in the 90s, Hayao Miyazaki sent Harvey Weinstein a katana, and the note just said, "No cuts."
Wow.
his movies
Wow.
could use it, but I digress.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just wanted to pitch my little local patriotism here. There
Yeah, I get
there
it.
are
I totally
people
get
who
it.
are working in the physical real world to preserve media. It's harder with games. I actually learned something on the stream tonight because I didn't quite realize the depth of the problem with games.
Oh,
I
yeah.
only knew the movie side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough, honestly. But yeah, I figure let's just kind of start wrapping up here because we're getting to the 2-hour mark. So for those who made it here, please make sure to give us a like. We appreciate it. A sub if you can. Tomorrow we'll be throwing some Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. On Sunday, I'll be doing my celebratory monetization stream. Melee K, Jared will be there. All my regular co-hosts are welcome to attend. And yeah, really excited to do Quartermain with you, Forrester. I've been looking for a project for us for some time. I'm really glad this is coalescing. And then, Chris, Lug, anything, Forrester, anything you want to show before we go?
No, I think I'm okay.
Yeah, man. I've already shilled out my link for the pre-launch of Infinite Tale 2. So,
All right, sounds good. So, this has been Nick from the Phoenix Press. Remember, I can only show the door. You're the ones to walk through it.